There's no denying the conditions at the Department of Corrections need to be addressed immediately.
I guess this meeting is to formulate an opinion of what direction we really need to go in.
Before a roundtable hosted by Senator Brant McCready this morning, members from all three branches of government and several stakeholders offered their input for the long-standing problem at DOC. Director Jose Sinagusin says the prison's current condition does not serve the best interests of the people of Guam.
It's clear what the conditions of the facility is at. So what I am soliciting here during this table discussion is solution from every agency. This is in fact a community issue at hand which should engage every entity of government.
Several events led to today's roundtable, starting with an audit from the Office of Public Accountability.
The present condition is deplorable.
The report outlined how DOC has been operating at 190% over capacity and cited poor conditions and an overwhelming detainee population. Public Auditor Doris Flores-Brooks says the issue is multifaceted and needs to be approached by all branches.
What you do in detainees is going to have a rippling effect of what you do at the prison. You prosecute and imprison more people. It's going to have an effect on the prison. The public wants to feel safe. So all of these are issues that are multifaceted.
For the Guam legislature, Senator Brant McCready introduced his prison construction bill once again, hoping for a solution.
The road we're on is to federal receivership, which would be catastrophic to our general fund. And if we learn anything from this, I think we should take action on this, which is the prison.
The bill currently sits in Vice Speaker B.J. Cruz's Committee on Appropriations.
We need a master plan, and I'm glad you started the discussion off with that, because that is where we need to end this discussion. Invite some people to help us write the master plan, then we can move forward.
For the governor's office, DOC has asked Adelup to create a special task force, actually a recommendation from the OPA. The governor's special assistant and former Senator Chris Duenas says there's a step beyond current law authorizing a new prison facility that needs to take place first.
But it's clear in the current public law that's on the books that there will be a legislative requirement at the end of the day to follow through and see through, to the end, and that's our position at this point.
And for the Attorney General, Elizabeth Barrett Anderson, she returns to the office 2 decades later, and it's the same story.
If I say 20 years ago we needed to do this, we need to do it today as well. We don't have a new prison. From my perspective, coming into the office right now, I have to focus on a settlement consent decree that I approved 20 years ago, and I come back 20 years ago, and it hasn't been resolved. And that's a big issue for me, Senator.
And while she's quite aware of the 2 receiverships the territory has been under for then Department of Mental Health and the ORDOT dump, her goal is to prevent a third from happening.
So my commitment is to try and resolve that consent, close it down. I will fight every effort to add more into that.
As for the court's acting administrator Josh Tenorio, he informed stakeholders he's reviewing DOC's detention list and comparing it to the judiciary's numbers. In the meantime, Director Jose Sinagusin says he will be submitting a supplemental budget to the Guam legislature in the next week to address some of the repairs at DOC. As for the status on Bill 5, better known as the DOC Construction Initiative Act of 2015, Vice Speaker B.J. Cruz says the bill remains in his committee and no public hearing has been set just yet. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintaniza.